put on record my appreciation and respect for all the members. 33 members have spoken on this topic today. 33 members, each of whom have richly contributed to this discussion. A discussion which has combined the supplementary demand for grants together with the budget for Jammu and Kashmir, which is under President's rule. Sorry? That's right. And for Ladakh also. So, I wish to read all the names of members, but I suppose the 33 names are on the record. I thank each one of them, and somewhat in my reply, I'll try to address issues that they have raised in particular, and I shall recall the names then too. So first I'll have a few remarks. Second batch of supplementary demands for grants in the 2019-20 budget. This is second batch of supplementary demands. This includes 78 grants and 4 appropriations. In these demands and appropriations, sir, authorization is being sought for gross additional expenditure of about 4,80,881.66 crores, of which, of course, 3,63,201.91 crore is for repayment of market loans, which is cash neutral item, and the net cash outgo therefore is 53,963.58 crores. So some members have raised this question as to what are these items, why is it being heavily loaded, and there were specific mentions saying grants are obviously given, supplementary demand is always raised only if there are exceptional circumstances such as some orders and so on. Let me for a minute explain. The member is right that yes, when I think it was the minister from Punjab who spoke, who also mentioned, what is all this, why should there be so much? You said because you couldn't anticipate even at the budget presentation stage and so on. So I would like to mention that the cash supplementary side of the supplementary demand for grant certainly includes payments arising out of court decrees. The member was right. Payment arising out of court decrees and additional expenditure on account of enhanced dearness allowances, which of course we couldn't have anticipated at the time, and the increase in number of pensioners, and towards payment of leave encashment of judges of High Court, and payment of interest on delayed deposit of contribution under the defined contributory pension scheme. So these are things on which we've come to this August House to seek the supplementary grant to be cleared with the permission of the House. Again, 7,000 crores are for meeting additional expenditure for works for Army, Air Force and the Navy's machine and equipment for defense ordnance factories. These are of course demands which get built up over the years, and if it wasn't ready during the budget, I couldn't have included it in the budget, but that doesn't mean I have to wait for the next budget. Some provisions were made, so when the demand from the defense come in, we'll have to take that on board. Other equipment and naval fleet, naval dockyard, for Navy, Air Force and machinery equipment for defense ordnance factories, again as I mentioned earlier, were also important. So, I am constantly reminded that the situation in the economy being what it is, we need to pay more money through and directly to the people. So, the grants for creation of capital assets through the scheme of Manrega, Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment, which was in the BE stage 60,000 crores only, has been increased now to 71,000 and 1.81 crores. So that addition will have to find a place in the supplementary demand for grant. Most often I'm told we need to put money in the hands of the people given the situation in the economy today, and that's exactly what I'm doing and seeking your clearance for that. And therefore Manrega has under two different headings, cash supplementary demand, technical supplementary demand, have that additional provision, raising what was in the BE stage 60,000 crores now to 71,000 crores, so that money goes actually in the hands of those who need it in the rural areas. So then again, Union Territories of Jammu Kashmir and Ladakh as state share of net proceeds of taxes also get 22,908 crores. So these are largely the kind of expenditure for which we have spent money and therefore have come to this office house for the passing of that. Particularly, some questions were raised by few members. I'd like to address them. Member Ritesh Pandey had asked about supplementary grant, saying actuals have been below appropriation since government has used alternative sources of financing expenditure such as NSSF. These alternative sources of financing expenditure helped in increasing savings between 2016-17. A statement was made by Honorable Member Ritesh Pandey. A transparent disclosure is what I have taken as my position even when I presented the budget, sir. And that is why what we have borrowed or what we have stated in the budget is given in the appendix in the statement 27 on the expenditure profile. So instead of, I would humbly request, instead of misleading, I don't think he intended it, but I would want to put it straight on this record, that is sort of misleading the House, which is not true, and my attempt has been to largely bring everything transparently on the budget statements. So I would appeal to Honorable Member Ritesh Pandey to kindly review his position on that. Sir Premchandran ji asked about a 40,000 crores includes 20,000 crore for cash supplementary, which is here in this budget, which has been used to release GST compensation and so on. However, I want to explain this a bit. However, since the release have to be made through the GST compensation fund, a technical supplementary is being made and of an equivalent amount has got to be sought, because cash supplementary 20,000 plus technical supplementary 20,000 will certainly equal 40,000. That's an amount which was given to the GST. So there is a transaction between cash and technical, which is normally what is the process and procedure adopted during supplementary demands for grant. So then, Honorable Member Amar Singh, again former Minister from Punjab, has referred to very many items. One talking about what is this classification in the supplementary demand for grants, I have explained that. And also about what is happening in this country on the coronavirus aspect. We are at the moment discussing the supplementary demands only, and as a result I am only talking about those. There might be an occasion that I can speak about what we are doing about coronavirus. Today may not be the day for it. And Honorable Member also raised specific questions about GST, agriculture, and as a result Punjab's accounting. I wish to inform the member that in the GST Council, Finance Minister of Punjab has been engaging with us, and in particular problem related to Punjab have in fact through the concerned committee members, a group of ministers was also constituted within the GST Council. I have actually addressed the problem, which has been pending for some time, pending for a few years, and the minister is quite seized of it. The Finance Minister of Punjab is quite seized of it, and therefore here I would like to say, maybe my answer is I am addressing it, and some I have already addressed. I would like to inform the Honourable Member that GST related, particularly issues raised in the GST Council, have been addressed. So, again, Shri Premachandranji had raised the question about representation given in figures for various categories. I think for meeting additionality under the pension, including defense pension, is the 7,730 crores. Capital outlay of defense forces, again something which I couldn't have anticipated earlier, was 7,000 crores. And pay and allowances of defense forces is also 2,000 crores. So there's clearly some of these expenditures which come under the category of supplementary demand for grants are issues which various ministries do as they go on, because either because of court pendency or something, when they get clear, do come up. And these are not because of, we didn't anticipate it, they are kept there till such a time the concerned ministries give us a clearance. So, Member Bhartrihari Mehtabji had asked, how would the government go about funding additional resources for the cash outgo? I'd like to mention it for informing the honorable member. The additional cash outgo of approximately 53,000 crore in the second supplementary demand for grants and approximately 18,000 crore in the first supplementary demand for grants, which was in December 2019, will be well within the RE 2019-20 total expenditure of 26.98 lakh crores, and hence there is no requirement for resources over and above the projected figures, and that has got to be explained here, because given the projections given in Budget 2021 presented in February 2020 was also taking cognizance of this fact. So I don't think I need any newer explanation about newer sources of resources that I need to bring in, that is. Honorable Speaker, sir, you must kindly allow me to say a few words in Tamil. There were members here who have said very important things, but of course that will be when I talk about the J&K budget. So I would seek your permission to allow me to say a few words when I come to the substantive issues. So now I move over to talking about J&K. So there are four specific budget and supplementary grant related issues, particularly for J&K. Premchandranji called them each out step by step. Supplementary demand for grants for the erstwhile J&K state for the period of 1st April 2019 to 31st October 2019. That's one. Second is demand for grants for the remaining part of 2019-20 with effect from 31st October 2019, when the states were divided into union territories, till 31st March 2020. For UK, that is Union Territory of Jammu Kashmir, and which is duly approved by the Governor, Lieutenant Governor. So that's the second. The third is demand for grants for the year 2019-20 with effect from October 31st again till 31st March for the Union Territory of Ladakh, duly approved by Lieutenant Governor. So that's the third. And the fourth is demand for grant for the year 2020-21 with effect from 1st April 2020 till 31st March 2021 for the Union Territory of Jammu Kashmir, duly approved by the Governor again. Ladakh doesn't have a separate one because it becomes a Union Territory and is therefore taken care of by the central budget. So, in this, quite a lot of members with a lot of emotion felt it shouldn't be discussed here. It should be discussed actually in the J&K Assembly. Why are we doing it here? Of course, after 5th August, the circumstances being what they are, we are discussing here, which is as per the constitutional mandate. But this is not for the first time. I like to tell the honorable members who are here that this is not for the first time, sir. And I like to just very quickly recall the number of times when J&K's budget and appropriation have been discussed in this house. Jammu Kashmir Appropriation Bill 1991 was discussed here. Jammu Kashmir Appropriation Bill again 1991 discussed here. That is number 5 and number 24. Again in 91, number 46 Appropriation Bill was discussed here. Again 1991. Yeah. Now also it's a state with a union territory with assembly. You had the Honorable Home Minister's statement. So budgets are discussed here. States, even worse, Honorable Member Suresh, Kodikunil Suresh should know when there is an existing state with an assembly. Then you discuss it here, sir. We'll have an assembly form. So even worse situation then. Jammu Kashmir, again Appropriation Bill number 9, 1992. Appropriation Bill number 10, 1992. Appropriation Bill 31, 1992. Appropriation Bill number 19, 1993. The Appropriation Bill number 20, 1993. Appropriation Bill number 55, 1993. Appropriation Bill Act number 18, that is Bill 1994, number 18. Number 19, 1994 again. And number 47, 1994 again. Act number 14 in 1995. 1995, number 15, number 35, 1995, number 13, 1996, and Appropriation Bill 1996 again. So that many number of times this House has dealt with budget and appropriation for Jammu and Kashmir. They are not doing it for the first time. Sir? Even worse is what I am telling you. Now at least it's a union territory. Huh? Sir, and also a lot of emotion. A lot of emotion, sir, at that time when many people said, and even for that matter, Honorable Member Adil Ranjan Chaudhary said, tell me what's different before August 15th and what is different now? August 5. क्या बदला? बहुत बदला सर. करप्शन नहीं है अभी. उससे पहले करप्शन ही करप्शन था. ट्रांसपेरेंट टेंडर हो रही है अभी, तब नहीं था. और आज ट्रांसपेरेंट ट्रू डेमोक्रेसी चल रही है. इसीलिए ब्लॉक डेवलपमेंट काउंसिल के चुनाव में 98% का रिप्रेजेंटेशन के साथ चुनाव सफल हुआ. जब प्री अगस्त 5 चुनाव रखने के लिए भी हिल रहे थे, कांप रहे थे, सोच रहे थे, हो सकता है, नहीं हो सकता है, हम कर दिखा रहे हैं. ये बदला है. फिर people approach concerned ministers or governors, lieutenant governors directly saying we have a problem. इसीलिए कल listen to this, lieutenant governor or the advisors there and the home minister of India, क्योंकि अभी लेफ्टिनेंट गवर्नर का शासन चल रही है, सीधा होम मिनिस्टर तक परसों डॉक्टर जितेंद्र सिंह जी और मैं भी उस मीटिंग में थी. सुनिए ना, और क्या बदला पूछे ना, जवाब दे रही हूँ. डॉक्टर जितेंद्र सिंह जी, मैं और होम मिनिस्टर साहब तीनों बैठ करके श्रीनगर से आए हुए 15 ऐसे बिजनेसमैन के साथ विस्तार से बात की. और उनका कहना ये था, गलत मेरा हिंदी है, उनका नहीं, मैं सिर्फ उनका एक नमूना बोलना चाह रही हूँ. हमारे पहुंच यहां तक कभी नहीं था. मैं वो लोग हैं. ये बदलाव है 5 अगस्त के बाद. सीधा वो दिल्ली तक आ पा रहे और सामने बैठ करके गृह मंत्री के सामने बैठ करके बात कर पा रहे हैं। अब तक तो उनका श्रीनगर तक भी पहुंच नहीं था जी। और ये भी सुन लीजिए बदला क्या है, और ये भी सुन लीजिए बदला क्या है। टोल गेट ओपन करने के बाद आप लोग कभी टोल गेट को हटाने में तैयार नहीं थे। हटाने के बाद उदाहरण के नाते मैं नहीं बोल रही हूं, मेंबर्स बोल रहे हैं कि सीमेंट के प्राइस क्या हुआ जम्मू एंड कश्मीर में। मोनोपोली का समर्थन देते हुए आप चलाता आपके सरकार, हमारी सरकार तो खुल गए इस मार्केट को। अभी सीमेंट आम जनता को सस्ते दर में मिल रही है। ये बदलाव, ये बदलाव, ये बदलाव। ठीक है जी सर, आई ऑल्सो वॉन्ट टू से I'll come to that. Yes, I'll explain every one of the items. Sir, Speaker sir, before I get into the developmental activities, the monies which are going in the 7 months कितना फर्क आया है, ये सब बोलने से पहले ह्यूमन राइट्स के ऊपर बहुत ही चिंताजनक भाषण सुनने में आया। ह्यूमन राइट्स आजकल क्या हो रही है जम्मू कश्मीर में। मैं पूछना चाह रही हूं, अगेन सॉरी फॉर माई हिंदी, मोहम्मद बशीर साहब आप ह्यूमन राइट्स के ऊपर पूछे। आप सरकार में जब थे ना, ह्यूमन राइट्स कमीशन भी उधर नहीं था, स्टैट्यूटरी कमीशन महिला के लिए जम्मू कश्मीर में नहीं थे, SC ST का हक के ऊपर बात करने वाले कोई भी नहीं थे, हैं जी। बाकर वाले के ऊपर कोई हक का बात करने वाले कोई नहीं थे। हाँ, SC राइट्स और भारत देश में कानूनन जितने भी हक है उनमें बहुत सारे उधर 73rd 74th अमेंडमेंट एक्ट, कांग्रेस पार्टी फील्स वेरी प्राउड, इट्स आवर एक्ट, वी वर द वंस हु ब्रॉट इट इन। वो क्यों जम्मू कश्मीर में लागू नहीं थे जी? 73rd 74th Amendment Act, and as a result of which panchayat elections should have been held so many different times. You did not even raise your voice at that time, Honorable Member Mohammad Bashir. Human rights is not reserved only for us. It's reserved even during your Karyakal. Why didn't you think about asking your own government, asking them as to why are you denying human rights for Jammu Kashmir citizens? You didn't think of that. You didn't think of the women of Jammu and Kashmir who lose their property if they married anyone else outside. You didn't talk about human rights at that time. You didn't talk about human rights at that time.
Kashmiri Pandit ka
91. Please, here. Let me borrow Honorable Member Manish Tiwari's words. सुनने का क्षमता रखिए, ताकत रखिए। My Hindi is poor. I borrowed the words from Manish Tiwari. Please, सुनने का धैर्य रखे, धैर्य रखिए। ओके,
बैठ के सुनिए सुरेश जी थोड़ा। कश्मीरी पंडित का
91, I read out the number of times budget had to be kept here, discussed here, Jammu Kashmir's budget. That year, actually as they use the word in Hindi, Narasanhar happened in J&K. Kashmiri Pandits were driven out. Human rights at that time, nobody thought about it. Not a word from the Congress members, not a word from anybody. Where was human rights का call? आप शायद उठाए, मुझे तो सुनने में आए ही नहीं। Human rights सब नहीं है, कश्मीरी पंडित का राइट्स नहीं है क्या? आज याद आ रहे सो ह्यूमन राइट्स से, क्षमा कीजिए, गलत। ये हम ह्यूमन राइट्स के विषय में, ह्यूमन राइट्स के विषय में
What happened in Kashmir with regard to the Kashmiri Pandits is extremely unfortunate. It's a travesty. But let me also put it on record that when it happened, the government at the center was a government led by Vishwanath Pratap Singh and supported by the Bharatiya Janata Party and the CPIM. It was not a Congress government. So therefore, it did not happen in 1991. It happened in 1990. It was unfortunate, but the government at the center was not a Congress government. It was BP Singh's government supported by the Bharatiya Janata Party.
Honorable Speaker, sir, thank you for the clarification, Honorable Member Manish Tiwari ji. No, I'll come and say that, okay? विश्वनाथ प्रताप सिंह जी का सरकार मई में चुनाव के बाद नहीं है. 91, the government was formed after the unfortunate death of Sri Rajiv Gandhi, and soon after that, who came to power? Congress Party under the leadership of Sri Narasimha Rao. I want to know, why couldn't you give justice to the Kashmiri Pandit and take them there and then? Till today they are languishing outside. You could have done that immediately after the whole problem, within a couple of months, if the intent was there. Intent was never there. Supporting Vishwanath Pratap Singh was us, then you could have immediately restored the Kashmiri Pandits to their own homeland. You did not. You did not. I want to. Please, एक minute. I'll give you the space. Adit ji, let me answer Manish Tiwari ji, and then you can always take my time. I'll yield all the time. And no, let me say, I'm answering you. I yielded, and I need to answer. I'll give you some more time. I yielded, and I have to give an answer. Vishwanath Pratap Singh's government, BJP withdrew support. We did not stay put with him. We did not stay put with them. And after that, how many times Chandrasekhar ji ke government aaye? But the point is, immediately couple of months after that, when Congress came to power, you could have immediately restored the Kashmiri Pandits to their homeland and instituted an inquiry. Till today, the person who murdered Air Force officers in public light was kept freely roaming in Jammu and Kashmir. We have come here to arrest him and put him face the law. Face the law. None of that was done by the Congress. So let me not, please, let me not be shouted down about what happened in your tenure. This is what happened in our tenure. We made sure Jammu and Kashmir will get justice. There will be true sense of peace, there will be development, and that is where the allocations are all being shown openly, not amounts which are like our friend, young friend from Ladakh said, इधर से भगवान देता है मगर क्या बेर की चिड़िया आसमान से गिरता है मगर खजूर के पेड़ में लटकता है, वो लटकने वाली बात हम नहीं करते. Yes, सुरेश जी. No, I'll ask sir. Honorable Speaker, sir.
Who is the Kashmiri migrant in the state of Jammu and Kashmir? What is your policy now?
No. Sir. Since you've been so keen to know how we are going to develop and also restore the Kashmiri Pandits to their homeland, many things have been said in my speech. I will, I'm sure, generate more information for you on the assumption, because you're so keen, that the Congress Party will stand by this government in developing and supporting. Since you're so keen, you must extend the support to us. Extend the support. Extend the support to us. So you really cannot.
Will you support it? We will be evaluated. We are ready for that.
Okay? Sir, Honorable Speaker, I will give you the information. Sir, Ritesh Pandey ji also asked about tribal welfare. I wanted to give him the answer, but since he is not here, I wouldn't take it up. Manish Tiwari ji asked as to why the capital component of 38% is not going for concrete expenditure. Majority of the money is going only to the Home Ministry. It's only for deployment of forces. That's probably not correct, sir. I'd like to tell you, through you, the Honorable Member, Speaker, sir, that the percentage of Home Ministry is only as a part of the administrative sector and is not the correct way to look at it, at the data. It should be looked at as overall context, and the Home is less than 10% of the overall budget. There is no disproportionate allocation for Home Ministry. So the few things which I really want to concentrate on, what exactly is the budget given for J&K. Sir, after the 5th of August, and since after the bifurcation, that is after 31st October, 45 lakh beneficiaries have got 1,705 crores dispersed through direct benefit transfer to their accounts directly. 45 lakhs, and the total amount is 1,705 crores. So in this financial year, that is 60,000 new pension cases have also been covered through the DBT. They will get covered in this coming financial year. Sir, a lot of interest was taken about the products, horticultural products, apple is the main thing, and so on. 355 hectares shall be brought under high density apple plantation, a new way of cultivating apples through which the farmer can earn 3 times more than what he's been earning from his apple orchards, and therefore high density apple plantation has brought in newer acreages. Additionally, 1,500 hectares are also brought under this expansion scheme. Agriculture and horticulture sector, sir, gets an allocation of 1,872 for the year 2020-2021, 1,872 crores. And this is much more than last year by 680 crores when you compare it with the previous year. Sir, I was happy that one of the members did raise it. I wish to draw the attention of the members. Somebody did mention, I don't remember, one member of the Treasury benches, that Shankaracharya is older than Congress party. Why couldn't they think of tourist circuits? I'm not going into that detail. 3 tourist circuits are being announced. Shiv Khori, Uttar Bani, Pur Mandal, Mata Sukra Devi Ji will be one of the circuits. The other is Maktum Sahib, Khankha-e Maula, Batlab Baba Reshi, Pakarpura, Aish Mukham, a Sufi circuit is also being brought in. And the third one is Shankaracharya, Mata Kheer Bhavani, and Martand. 3 specific tourist circuits are being given for Jammu and Kashmir. One more thing. Now listen. Sir, for improving the employment and skill development of the area, my budget speech, which is already laid in the House, will go into the details, but I just want to highlight 2 particular schemes which I think will have a great bearing on Jammu and Kashmir. The traditional jewelry sector, sir, jewelry making, particularly silver filigree work, is very known in Jammu and Kashmir. Now, we are starting, with cooperation of the Gems and Jewelry Export Promotion Council, a center through which silver filigree handicraft work can be started. That entire art has been disappearing from Jammu and Kashmir, and I wonder what are doing all the while. We are now getting the silver filigree making, jewelry making skills back to Jammu Kashmir. We are going to set up a master caste there, through which many of the women who belong to such families who would want to undertake training and making of jewelry will be given that skill, and the marketing will also be taken up through the GEM portal. So the other thing which I want to extend for the youth of Jammu Kashmir is we are promoting startups and an invitation to the youth to participate in the awareness building workshops that we are going to hold in Jammu Kashmir with people coming from Hyderabad, Bengaluru and Gurgaon, so that they can tell them how to creatively become a part of the ecosystem of startups. So challenges will be held for coming up with local issue-based solutions. There are several things which are very typical to Jammu and Kashmir, which the youth of Jammu and Kashmir are better placed to understand. We shall throw challenges to them and fund their startup activities. That is a step which is being taken by us in the government. So, yes, sir. So specifically 20 different measures were taken for Jammu Kashmir, which some of them have got covered by many of the members who spoke about it. I want to say, sir, that number of projects which have been completed, state sector, 2,800 projects have been completed since after August. 1,165 district level projects have been completed. Back to village, 1,930 outreach activities have taken place. And Jammu Kashmir Infrastructure Development Finance Corporation had undertaken several projects, of which 500 have been completed in the last 7 months. So, languishing projects are also taken up and given a speed to get completed. So, I wouldn't want to go back to talking about specific Saubhagya scheme people have spoken about. A lot of how at the district level, they did not have the capacity to plan for a detailed project report. Now, because we've given that facility with 2 engineers who are being placed at the panchayat level, now panchayats will be in a position to draft up their development plans and quickly access loans. And I wouldn't therefore want to go through the several claims which very many members have actually voiced. There are particular things, proposals for 2 light metro transit projects in Jammu and Srinagar which have been finalized, and proposals are now ready for posting for external funding. So very many things like that. Medical education was one of the things on which many members spoke about. The health system in Jammu Kashmir has been a stellar performer, no doubt. But in the last year particularly, it has acquired a lot of pace. 7 new medical colleges which will lead to doubling the number of seats have also been created. Creation of 1,000 posts, 1,000 posts approved for the Ayurvedic College in Aknoor, at Unani College in Gandarbal, at New Pediatric Hospital in Demina, at Institute of Mental Health and Neuroscience Kashmir, and at New Maternity Hospital, Gandhinagar, Jammu, have all been brought in. I've not finished. Sir, Honorable Member Adil Ranjan Chaudhary has asked about many things. Quickly, only one I will respond. While the world is seeing a fall in trade, so sir, he is very emotionally asking us a lot of questions, sir. 1 minute.
आप कई बार, मैं प्लीज बैठे सुरेश जी बैठिए, कई बार इस बार सदन को माननीय मंत्री जी वो सदस्य चलाते रहते, स्पीकर का कोई रोल नहीं दिखता, इसलिए आप इनकी कोई भी बात का जवाब मत दो, आपको आपकी बात स्पीकर को इसको रोकिए,
Sir, just one example, sir. नहीं दे रही हूँ ना, बीच में उठ करके प्रश्न और नया प्रश्न खड़े कर देते हैं। नया प्रश्न से एक ही विषय में जो जिक्र करूंगी सर, इस उम्मीद से that after that he will not again pop up to ask me four questions, क्योंकि आपने अभी मुझे इशारा दे दिया कि खत्म करो। बहुत सारे लिस्ट दिए। जम्मू कश्मीर सर, जीएसटी कलेक्शन के बारे में किसी ने बोला, देखा जीएसटी कलेक्शन पहले भी अच्छा था, अभी भी अच्छा है। हाँ है। एक्सपोर्ट अभी जम्मू कश्मीर का बढ़ रही है, अभी बढ़ रही है। बाकी जगह पर मैं मान रही हूँ एक्सपोर्ट में कटौती हो रही है, समटाइम्स इंक्रीज हो रही है, समटाइम्स इट्स कमिंग डाउन, मगर जम्मू कश्मीर में अभी एक्सपोर्ट्स आर इंक्रीजिंग। इट वाजंट लाइक दैट बिफोर। Sir, I didn't tell you, sir, I sought your permission, Honorable Speaker, I sought your permission that if I can utter a few words in Tamil. மதிப்புக்குரிய உறுப்பினர் சுப்பராயன் அவர்கள், I'm not sure if he's here, and also மதிப்புக்குரிய உறுப்பினர் திருமாவளவன், சட்டவிரோதமான நடவடிக்கைகள் தாண்டவமாடுகிறது. That's absolutely, that's an astounding statement to have been made. இப்போது வரை எஸ்சி எஸ்டி சமுதாயத்தினருக்கும் ஜம்மு காஷ்மீரில் இருக்கக்கூடிய பெண்களுக்கும் அவர்கள் உரிமை வழங்கப்படாத இருந்த நிலையில ஒருவர் கூக்குரல் எழுப்பதில்லை, ஒருவர் குரல் எழுப்பவில்லை, ஒருவர் கூட குரல் எழுப்பவில்லை. இடதுசாரி கட்சியை சேர்ந்த சுப்பராயன் அவர்கள், இடதுசாரி கட்சிகள் காங்கிரஸ் தோழமை கட்சியாக இருந்த போதிலும் ஜம்மு காஷ்மீரில் நடந்த ஒரு விவகாரத்திற்கு கூட அவர்கள் தோழமை கட்சி நிலையிலிருந்து இறங்கி, அவர்களுக்கு நான் தோழமை கட்சி இல்லை, இந்த விஷயத்தில் எங்களுக்கு அபிப்பிராய பேதம் இருக்கிறது சொல்லி வெளியில வரலையே. இப்ப ஏன் சொல்றீங்க அதை பத்தி? இப்ப ஏன் பேசுறீங்க அதை பத்தி? ஜம்மு காஷ்மீர்ல பெண்களுக்கு உரிமை வழங்கப்படாத நிலையில நீங்க உங்களை விட்டுட்டு வெளில வந்தீங்களா? அப்ப பேசுனீங்களா? அப்ப கேள்வி கேட்டீங்களா? அதனால இப்ப கேட்கறது சரியானது இல்லை. அதே மாதிரி திருமாவளவன் அவர்கள் ஆர்டிகல் 370 இருந்தவரை பெண்களுக்கு வழங்கப்படாத, தலித் மக்களுக்கு வழங்கப்படாத உரிமைகளை பத்தி அப்ப கேள்வி கேட்டீங்களா? தலித் மக்களுக்கு அப்பவும் வழங்கப்படாத உரிமைகளை பத்தி அப்போ நீங்க கேள்வி கேட்காத நிலையில இன்னைக்கு அம்பேத்கர் அவர்களை, டாக்டர் அம்பேத்கர் அவர்களை கோட் பண்ணி ஒரு பிஎஸ்பி மெம்பர் ரிதேஷ் பாண்டே அவர்கள் பேசினார்கள். நாங்க இந்த சட்டத்துக்கு 370 எடுக்கிறதுக்கு, அப்ரோகேஷன் பண்றதுக்கு நாங்க சப்போர்ட் எதுக்கு கொடுத்தோம்னா, டாக்டர் அம்பேத்கர் அவர்கள் அதுக்கு எதிர்ப்பு தெரிவித்தார் அப்பவே அப்படின்னு சொன்னதுனால நாங்க இப்பவும் அவருக்கு சப்போர்ட் கொடுத்தோம்னு சொன்னாங்க. அப்போ நீங்க திருமாவளவன் அவர்களே, நீங்க இங்க இருந்தீங்க, உங்களோட குரல் அப்ப எங்க போச்சு? அப்ப ஏன் எங்களுக்கு சப்போர்ட் பண்ணல? இப்ப தலித் மக்களுடைய உரிமைகளை பத்தி பேசக்கூடிய நீங்கள் அப்ப ஏன் பேசாம இருந்தீங்க? ஆகவே therefore, yes, I'm coming back. Therefore, I humbly request all the members to see the various developmental activities which are happening in great speed for the welfare of the people of Jammu and Kashmir, for the welfare of the Dalits of Kashmir, for the welfare of the STs of Kashmir, for the welfare of the women of Kashmir who have been denied their rights only because of the so-called special status of 370. And now, when it is being abrogated, you see that everyone gets their rights. You see that every member receives their due. Democracy actually has gone down to the grassroots, that people are participating in elections, and therefore, I would seek this House's members to support the activity that is towards development of Jammu and Kashmir, and therefore bring Jammu Kashmir with the mainstream of this country in developmental indicators also. And Ladakh, of course, is getting the attention it very much deserves, which it was denied all these years. With that, I seek all your support, sir.